Precious Channel. It is I, your friend Jerford K. Horkins. I am joined by Acquisitions Intoxicated Brewmaster Eric Benson. Also, he writes the C team with me, so we're both feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah,
It's been
like I'm still
stoked.
I'm still vibrating from Thursday.
Yeah.
And I keep trying to call Chris just so that I can like vibrate on the phone.
Yeah.
But it's not working.
Yeah, phone vibrations don't.
Absolutely. Thank you, Baca. Hey, yeah, so it's good to be back. I was out sick for a while. I was able to storehouse just enough energy to get back on it. But I did want to take a moment to appreciate Eric's contributions to the show. I know he's not comfortable with expressions of this nature, but you can watch him sort of implode over here emotionally if you want to.
Tears.
While he manages it. Now, we got a couple things we're going to do, but...
We got a lot of cool stuff.
Indeed. But before anything else, I want to welcome you to Acquisitions Intoxicated. Brewing is a human art form, and it is our honor to invite you into it. Now, the show, generally speaking, has a specific arc, so let's move in that direction. We're going to start by brewing the beer that we discussed. Immediately after that's done, then we're going to have a chance to go back into the cask and try out Barley a Horse, which is our Golden Strong Ale tribute to Coriander, who I am told is a good horse by America's youths.
Yes, as they say.
A horse,
many youths.
A horse, and now it's more important than ever. A horse you can believe in.
Hey,
you know what
check
I mean?
this out. Danny Hartel's in the channel, and she
Danny?
bought a SCOBY. We talked about brewing kombucha when she was in the office.
Yeah, Danny, it's
she's gone and bought a SCOBY.
No. Now we can definitely approach kombucha on the show just like anything else.
Yeah, I know.
The issue is that it's just not very elaborate. If you have a container,
it's pour, done.
And some tea. But a lot of it is like that. Cider's like that.
Yeah, cider's
mead's
like that. Wine is like that. We're going to be doing a wine for Ryan. For Ryan, because one, he's a wine aficionado.
Yeah, that's what he likes best.
And that's really just going to be us pouring stuff in a carboy and saying, "Hey, Ryan, we're good.
But
see you in a year."
I was talking to Mike about this earlier because he was curious because he'd had a pineapple cider somewhere.
Yeah.
And he was curious if it was a sort of thing where, could we make a cider with this? And I'm like, well, you could, but we don't really need a machine like this. The whole purpose of this device is to use grains, like the ones I'm going to pour in here, is to use grains and then slurp, for lack of a better term, the sugars out of them. That's your medium. I mean, that's what the yeast is going to work on. That's what's making it beer and not tea, right? And so you don't need a device like this to do that type of brewing. Now, if we've piqued your curiosity about brewing in general, and now you're wondering, if you can get into one of these other formats, those other formats are much, much easier.
Yeah, very easy.
You can make this stuff at home, easy peasy. We showed you the carboy. In the past, it's basically a glass jug. You're going to sterilize this jug.
Yep.
You're going to put juice in it. The most difficult part about that type of stuff is waiting.
Yeah.
Right?
So smell those.
Well, I was just going to say, Now these grains. So why don't you go back into it and tell the people why we're here?
So as you know, we and you, the stream, came up with the Liquid Assets beer. The home office beer. This is a beer that is easy to produce, doesn't cost a lot, and has great margins.
And has incredible margins, but there is a secret weapon inside it, and that's when there is an Acquisitions Incorporated job fair in your village. Wolfen, thank you so much. So when that cart rolls into town, that keg is on the back. And what they have done in each of these cases is tried to manipulate people a little bit.
Greetings, precious Jerry.
What's this?
Your day is going well.
Whoa.
His off for being part of Twitch version of Penny Arcade for a year.
Yeah, I guess that's
a year.
True.
Subscribe for 12 months in a row? That's rad.
Will not be on your path this weekend.
Oh.
Hashtag Lady Dares, hashtag Enforcer.
Lady K, thank you so much.
So cool.
Yeah. No, we do have we got some serious shit going down this next weekend. Our first live CT game in full dress. And we also have, of course, what has become colloquially known as the A-Team. There's going to be like 6 hours of Ack Inc. this weekend, so it's going to be a good time. But
and the St. Brian has already stated he's bringing us some delicious food.
All right, well, I'm with it. St. Brian, of course, is the one you may have seen on Twitter, who tends to make food pairings for beers that he's only seen. Larson, thank you so much. Now,
Welcome back.
Kate Welch, what up, Kate?
Kate too. Here, but here's the hook, right? So, it's going to be flavored with something local. So the whole idea is basically a Pilsner, so a very light, very crisp beer, as a medium for herbal and other dry additions.
Yeah, to deliver new taste into that maw of yours, right?
Into your craw zone.
Into the craw.
But this is compared to some of the like Frankenstein's monsters we've made here, like this bill. Oh, it smells so clean.
But it's crisp, right?
Yes, exactly. Very crisp. But take a look at this.
And we're used to seeing dark malts in there just to offset some of the regular two-row color, but there's none of that.
No, this is here to produce sugar and chew bubble gum. And it's all out of gum.
Right.
So there's our grain bill. We're talking about maybe half
4 pounds
the
total.
supply. Yeah. It's
and
nothing.
if you guys remember when we did Trash Witch for Holly, that was 9.5 pounds.
Yeah, and that was all this, and then in addition, we had to add sugar after it.
Exactly.
Because we were running up against like the physical size of the bin, which has only happened once, actually. But anyway, so what's next on this thing?
So this was the main base malt in here is German Pilsner malt.
Right, because our base is trying to be classic.
Yeah.
Right?
Classic, and it's a very crisp malt. It's clean, but and then the chat decided to throw in some Vienna malt. Not a lot.
Oh, that's right.
1/4 pound.
That's
which is
right.
going to give it a little bit of a nutty.
But I was going to say, I mean, and that's all the color in here at all. Right?
There's crystal malt in there as well.
A pinch.
It's only 30.
Yeah.
Remember if you guys remember in some of our other ones we would use crystal 60, crystal 80, crystal 120. Because what that does is it gives us good head retention, sans, singing to the grains, but also it gives us that golden color.
I hope to say thank you to both that unplugged this weekend.
Hang on one second.
Right, Eric.
Oh, I'm definitely coming.
Oh yeah. I'm glad we were able to be of use to you there, Bob. Hey, so.
Okay.
Here we go. We got these goodies.
But that's all it is.
There's nothing much there.
So as this cart travels from town to town, all the brewers have to do is just add a little bit of something else. Be it chocolate mint, be it lavender, be it thyme, rosemary.
And the idea that thanks, Danny. The place it all came from was that we had been someplace that focused on herbs as additions in food. And then having a bunch of fresh herbs and seeing how different that is from a dried herb made me think about how much different a fresh hop is.
Right.
And so it's a vehicle really, to retain some of those fresh tastes.
Exactly.
And it's going to take experimentation. Like, we don't know exactly how much. I'm ready.
I'm willing to do this experiment.
It's going to be fine.
Experimenting, right?
But it's going to be a very, very easy addition.
Very easy. So check out these hops. We used a single hop for this because we didn't want the hops to be overpowering.
No, it's just the vehicle, right? And again,
slight.
Exactly. So hopping, obviously, generally speaking, you think about it in terms of like an IPA. You're trying to crank the IBU or like the bittering unit, right? But in its natural habitat, its purpose is actually to do some battle with how sweet the wort is anyway. It's there. It really is there to balance it, and so that's all this build is designed to do. Because the flavor agent, if you will, is going to be herbal.
And what we did is we took a half an ounce of Saz at the beginning.
I was going to say this is Saz, right?
Yeah. It's one of those classic hops. You're getting spice notes, herb notes, but it's one of the noble hops. It's a little dank. I'm just saying. Just throwing it out there.
There's a little bit of shoe in there, little bit of tangy shoe. Anyway, so that's chamber 1, right?
Yep, chamber 1. Now at 30 minutes, we've never done a 30-minute addition before. This one is done just to add a little bit more IBUs, but not overdo it, not blow it out of the water.
Because we're on the low end of the IBU conceptually for this.
Usually
brew, right?
For Pilsners, IBUs are between 20 and 40 IBUs. We're coming in at 25.
Right.
So we're really at the low end. Because we don't want the hops to be flavoring this. We want the additions that we're going to put in later.
And they have to get out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay. Throwing on.
Ryan Hartman.
Oh,
is your name Ryan Hartman is great. I love that. That's amazing.
It is. You're hanging out in your hotel room over at PAX Unplugged?
Can you do it? This is going to be 4 weeks in a row if it goes in.
Listen.
I'm just saying. 4 weeks in a row. Yes!
Channel. I mean, right? Okay.
We're good.
So
we're done here. We're just coming.
So we're selecting liquid assets.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yep, let's get ready to go. Now, so what do we have? Kate Welch, thank you so much.
Kate Welch!
Now, yes, J3Z, you know, there's no half measures here on Acquisitions Intoxicated. I don't fuck with it. You know, like I solve problems. Now, we have a tap back here, is that correct?
Yes. Do you want to send out the call?
I will. Well, if they're watching, then they'll know. Are you gonna draw?
No, go for it.
Okay.
It's water.
Okay. Yeah. So what do we have on tap here, Mr. Benson?
So this is everyone's favorite Barley a Horse, my friends, and it is a Belgian Golden Strong Ale, and I'm super excited about this because we tasted it yesterday. And it just was absolutely fantastic. Remember, this is the one where we put coriander in this...
Coriander seed.
In this beast.
Now, go into the Golden Strong Ale concept.
So, what this is, Belgian ales are wildly different than a lot of other beers. And if you guys remember when we were building this... Oh, I gotta teach you how to pour beer again?
Smell. No, it's good.
Where's your head?
Well, so listen, maybe I didn't rub these grains enough, but you tell the beer story so we can drink.
So when we were building this, we were talking about getting the Belgian lace that's on the side that drips down. So if we do this, you'll see that the head actually retains and slowly drips down the side of the glass, and that's what they call Belgian lace.
And that's a function of the yeast, almost certainly, right?
It's a function of the
body
yeast.
Changes it.
Yes, the yeast, the alcohol content. It's kind of like when we say wine has legs.
Right.
Same thing.
It's a point on a chart that represents a bunch of different pieces.
Exactly.
But anyway, so go. I thought the story was good, where it's basically like it's a story of a product that is designed to exist in a specific market.
So these Belgian Golden Strong Ales were developed in 1920, after around the time of the World War, and they were designed to fight traditional Pilsners.
Right.
Because the Pilsner idea of beer was taking off around the world, and everybody was buying it. Breweries wanted to sell it because it was cheap as hell.
It didn't cost nothing.
Doesn't cost nothing. You sell it for the same price.
Right.
You're making great. You're making great money, but also it was a good product.
Yeah.
The Belgians decided to up the ante a little, as they say.
With granulated sugar.
Yeah. So all this is it's a Pilsner, and
with a Belgian yeast.
And sugar.
And pounds and
pounds of sugar.
Because I dumped sugar into this thing for real.
And it's just table sugar.
Just table sugar.
Just regular table, like white sugar that you would just grab off.
Yeah, it's not candy sugar.
No.
Like in your fancy pants brew shop.
No. You're baking a cake and then you're brewing beer with the same exact product.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what made it so both unique and also easy to replicate.
Okay, so those two pieces, and then of course we were literally standing in a river, talking about at an SCA event, writing the C team and talking about what we could do for this product. But it's just very, very interesting because we're really just talking about, it's like in the same, it's like you have 7 fundamental elements. Imagine like a Taco Bell version of the periodic table, where there's only a handful of real objects and real entities, right?
Yeah.
You've got guac.
Yeah. Does Taco Bell really have guac? I don't know.
Sour cream.
Yeah, better.
Well, they have something they call guac.
Yeah. It's a green substance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't know.
But basically, the difference here is that it's really the same guts, but they have added a Belgian yeast, so now it has a fruity, bright flavor.
Right.
And then they've added sugar, which means it fucks you up
brutally. Because this.
What is the ABV on this motherfucker?
I don't want to talk about it.
Because is it 8?
No. Just take a sip and guess.
Oh, here.
Cheers.
Oh,
Good
gentle
God.
Jesus.
I want to sell this beer. That tastes like a perfect Belgian beer. Ryan Hartman, you are going to go nuts if you ever get a chance to taste this.
That is bonkers. And it just has this, like, straight up the middle, there's just this juicy column of pineapple.
Yeah.
Like, this is a bizarre drink.
And remember, we put the coriander seed in there as well, which is not normal for Belgian. But it gives that, it just amplifies.
It moves it in that citrus.
Yeah.
It moves it in that tangy
Those fruity esters just
realm.
come out.
Well, exactly, because they're brought out. It's basically, you taste the sweetness and you taste that, and then your mind just says, oh, well, it must be from the same source.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not actually like that. That is very, very good, but I would be shocked if that was less than 8. Yeah? 8.5? 9?
We're at 10.1%. We're getting
Oh no!
booked today, guys.
Okay, no, we gotta be cool here, man.
Listen, all I'm saying is Sherlock Holmes is going to be hilarious.
Well, we'll figure out what we're gonna play.
Yeah.
In any case,
So that's Barley a Horse.
that's Spooksville Races right there. That's
It tastes so good. The carbonation's perfect, and I just want to drink more. God, that's not.
well, you know what's funny is that because Kara came in, because Kara was in with Mike.
Yeah.
And then we had the cup that you had out just to test the tap.
Yeah.
And she kept coming back to it because she's like, I like that a lot more than other beers. Other beers are gross.
Yeah.
But then she kept coming back
and back.
to the thing. It's tropical. It's a tropical fest.
But what was even better was Mike tasted it, and he was like, "I think I like this better."
And he likes it better, and
he likes it better than the Jim Dark Magic.
Yeah, and I think I know why. It's very big. Like it's sort of unassailable as a thing. Like it's not sneaking around.
No, yeah. It's not going to come and hit you in the face later. It just hits you in the face right away.
No, exactly. And there's a comfort in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just knowing what's going to happen to you over the course of the next 30 minutes.
Exactly right. So yeah, I would say that that is a tropical beast.
This is feeding the horse greatly.
Yeah, horses is getting fed. Now, Lillian Averill, thank you so much. Now,
Getting turned live, yeah. Yes.
it's the new channel. It's the new channel on Twitch.
Turned for days.
I'm ready. So there's definitely something goofed up with our poll. You think so?
Yeah? Awesome.
Yeah. I emailed him and he fixed it.
Oh, kick ass. Well, I'll just keep refreshing this right here. Ah,
Nice. Awesome.
nice. Thanks, Josh. It would be a very different stream.
Yeah.
Oh, here. So what happened to your... Oh, so...
What happened?
Atria ventrica miscalculated the original gravity target, so the War Priest is 9.3. Holy shit.
I'm okay with this.
That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat on there.
How many more weeks do you have to go before it's done? Coriander needs a spigot upgrade to dispense the beer.
Nice.
I agree. We can write that.
Nice. Well, beer robots are definitely on brand for it.
We had Tipsy.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, pour one out. So
from a Dungeon Homies.
here, no. What did we put together for the next beer that we wanted to do? Do you remember?
Yes, it was Ryan. It was a beer for Dinar.
Okay.
So since Ryan is already at Unplugged doing, the business,
Unplugging stuff,
unplugging.
for lack of a better term, because the show starts plugged.
Yeah, and
Like,
then you actually just walk on stage and
This is what you don't understand, right?
no lights all weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we had to set up a whole regular PAX and then just unplug
Just unplug,
everything.
yeah.
Like, it was a huge pain in the ass,
Yeah,
but
then what do you do with all the screens and computers?
we decided it was worth it. We decided it was worth it.
I think it's worth it.
Here,
The electric company doesn't.
hold on. Somebody's they're trying to say that I'm not, being
Loving?
as affectionate toward these grains as they'd like to see.
Wet grain fetish.
Oh no, but this is actually a really good one. Like, we've got something great going on here.
It's like visual ASMR.
Well, it is. It is. This is like you would ask questions of this vortex. You know what I mean? Like, you just look deep into it and try to figure out what was going on, your world, in your life.
And you find it's divination through grains.
It's
instead
true.
of tea leaves.
It's true. There's got to be like a cereomancy.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, these precious grains. Now, so just so it is not said, camera, that I have not been affectionate toward these. You ready to go? All right. Ahem, hem, hem. All right, I have what it takes. You understand that it's like I'm entering into a state of awareness, mutual awareness,
With the grains.
between myself and the grains.
They
Exactly
are
right.
sending you a message.
Exactly. Oh, me, oh, my, oh. Look at Miss Ohio. She's running around with a red top down. She says, I want to do right, but not right now. Shh. Shh. All right, they're good. They're good.
Okay.
They've communicated with me. Now, historically, I've just had to sort of guess when the grains were done.
But now
No.
these ones.
No. Now there's a two-way communication.
It's understandable.
You know what I mean? All right.
You know what? I don't know where Jeff is. Usually he would have been in here, but Jeff.
No, he has a lunch. He has a lunch. He's going to come back.
Good Lord.
And he's going to be on this tap. It's fine. Now.
Okay, so we have some options.
Yes.
We had two requests. You had a request when you were in Australia about doing a club IPA.
Oh, exactly. And we will. We will.
So we could do that.
Yeah.
Or we also owe somebody else in the chat a beer, little clues. So we could make a clues booze beer.
Oh, I see. What we had come up with was Ryan Hartman, and because he's not here,
Because he's not here,
we got to flip the script.
Yeah, because we're going to wait for Ryan to come in, do his trip, because we were going to do a Belgian triple, and some wine.
Exactly.
So
Let's see.
we could do one of those two. We can put it up to the chat.
Yeah. Let's figure it out.
Clues blues.
Clues Brews. Club IPA is the other one we had to make. And then what's the last one?
Those are the two I got. You got something else you want to throw on there?
We could put together Dinaris, but
No, I think I want to wait for Ryan to do
Yeah.
that.
And-
Especially because it's a triple.
and then we can do the wine at the same time.
Yep,
and,
exactly. Instead of having the Pico out, we'll show everybody how to make wine.
No,
and then we'll make
am I
it.
correct? Is it triple because it's triple fermented?
There's that, and there's you're using a lot more sugar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
It's a
different
process.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, here. So we are gonna
Welver's wheat. I like that.
nice. So there's a couple of choices for you right there. We'll do one for clues, or there was a request when we were down in Oz to put together an IPA for Club PA.
Well, you said everybody down in Oz was super excited about.
Well, no, for some reason, Acquisitions Intoxicated just seemed to make sense to a lot of people down there. But We'll handle that on our own time.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Clues is...
Clues, I think you got this one.
Yeah. So there's definitely some affection in the channel for Clues. We'll stick with that. Now, so how do you... So what is Clues?
What is Clues?
So we have to drill down a little bit.
Yep.
And try to figure out what is going on in the
world of Clues.
Clue universe.
Clue-universe? The George Clooney-verse?
Maybe. I think that, I mean, but in a fantasy context, what would Clues be? It's some kind of she's a tinkerer.
Like she's a gnome tinkerer, like, you know, kind of like looks like Maz Kanata, right? Has the little glasses and everything. So what would a tinkerer be that is an engraver, so to speak?
Yeah. Silversmith.
Yeah, I like that. So what styles do you think would go along with those? We could do an IPA, because we could do a pale ale.
Yeah, it's craft.
Yep.
Right?
Clues, what are you thinking? Artificer, there we go. That's the word.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, this whole thing is jam-packed with alchemy, artificer shit. I mean, the whole hobby is basically nerd shit.
Yeah, we're making liquid gold.
Yeah. Yeah, it's liquid alchemy.
Yeah. So what would you, in your workshop, what would you be drinking? What would Clues be drinking while tinkering?
You'd need something, so we'd be up late.
Yeah.
Right? Should we do a strong coffee infusion?
Oh.
Not something like a dry addition. Should we do something like a
right in the boil?
Like a strong coffee addition. So the idea that it's sort of like a midnight oil. That would be a great name for it, right?
There's a beer called Old Engine Oil.
Yeah, it's really
fantastic.
Good. I had that up on Finney Ridge a few years ago.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But midnight oil?
Midnight oil is pretty smooth, right? And but the idea of something dark, so like a beer that you would have with you and you would drink, but you would drink it as a tool, right, to keep going.
When I hear midnight oil, immediately I think porter.
Yes.
But so that might be an option. Clues, chime in. The foam is starting.
The FOAM. RC FOAM.
I haven't played that game in a while.
I'm keeping it alive.
So we could do a porter.
Yeah.
But what else would be stay up late and go good with coffee? There's the real...
Well, yeah. I mean, it could be a thing where you drink this and coffee.
You're just like boom, 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 boom.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so what flavor would complement a coffee?
Something creamy, like a cream ale.
We could do a cream ale.
You do a cream ale, and we don't have a cream ale.
Nope.
Right?
Oh.
So this would be something you'd drink, like you'd drink one of these and one of these, and now you're good.
It's almost like doing a Boilermaker or an Irish car bomb, right?
But it's like, inside your own body.
Yeah. Ooh, here's another one. We have never done this. We've done a Belgian strong ale.
Yeah.
But we've never done an American strong ale.
True.
These are amber ales, but they're going to be very malty and very hoppy, which is kind of a little bit of a sidestep from an IPA.
Yeah, exactly. And the cream ale is very friendly. Mm-hmm. A cream ale is it like a cream stout?
Kind of.
You could do. Do you put lactose in there?
Yeah, you can put lactose right in it.
Now, or do we want to have a darker one? What's our darker option? A porter, right?
Yep, we can do a porter. We could do a brown ale. We haven't done a brown ale yet.
Ooh, we're done. Brown ale with strong coffee additions.
Oh, fascinating! Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Now, brown. I've never seen somebody take a brown ale in that direction.
No. Especially because...
Oh, see, Clues, yeah, we'll let her speak.
What'd she say? Oh, yeah.
Listen, Clues, you're always doing really nice stuff.
Yeah, Clues, you've made so much stuff for the C team and this stream.
Yeah. Like that's the type of enthusiasm that, I don't know, that inspires me to make more of what you like. Like that's exactly the type of relationship we want.
Right. Like,
But I like the idea as a practice for a gnomish tinkerer to have a cream, to have it set up in these two pieces.
Yeah.
And then let the alchemy take place inside your stomach.
just mull in your gullet.
Exactly.
Yep.
I would love to do a framboise.
Oh, we should.
Speaking of which,
who would get a framboise, right? Like, it's gonna be a fruity ale. Like I love Fentimans has that raspberry framboise,
which is rose glass.
Absolutely fantastic.
It's amazing. Yeah. For that, I always think of a framboise just like a saison. I think of these as being elven.
Yeah.
Right, and so I would talk to Morgan maybe about doing it for Morgan.
Oh, that'd be pretty interesting.
Like just like wines, like fine wines for internal use. Like people don't even know about these things. You don't get them at the pub.
What do you know about framboise?
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this cream ale.
Okay.
Frere.
Let's start this recipe up. Give me this Pico Zymatic cream ale.
Yeah, it's easy to get bewitched looking at this.
Right?
Looking at these grains.
But look at the color already.
Well, no, and the smell too. Like that's a good smell. Obviously, there's mixes. Like I definitely like those toastier malts. I like those caramel like smells. But this is just so perfect.
Yeah, clean. It smells like what you would think beer would smell. Fermenting beer would smell like.
Exactly. It's crisp.
It's very crisp. So let's first start with the alcohol content for Clues Brews.
Yeah.
Typically, a cream ale is going to go between 4.2 and about 5.6%.
Mm-hmm.
So do we want to make this... In the past, when we've done these lower alcohol content beers, we've always tended to go on the low side of it. But we can... How do we feel? What do we want to do? Pumpkin spice cream ale. That's interesting.
Could work.
Did Clues canonically become a gnome tinkerer? I think so.
Oh yeah. Clues is canon now. We decide what's canon, so it's it's fine.
It can happen in an instant.
Oh, there we go. 4.5 because Clues still has to work.
So she can't just be bombed at the laser cutter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
You want to get fed underneath that thing. So there's a canonical reason, but they are respecting the Clues with her request for a stronger product.
Oh, is that what she said?
In the 5.6, yeah.
I like it. Way to go, Clues. Equipment style. Get some ideas here.
Okay. 5.6 is looking healthy.
We're going 5.6?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right, now let's talk about how we will build a cream ale.
Right, in terms of the bill?
Yep, the bill. So what we're going to be looking for is this is still... I love how they classify this. It's a lawnmower beer.
Yeah?
Because it's what you drink on a warm summer day. Day. But what it'll be is we'll start with, instead of 2-row, we're going to use 6-row.
I know what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I know what so 2-row is sort of that. It's what you think about. It's almost like the icon. Are you trying to get some of this?
Yeah.
Oh, come on in, Dora.
Oh, thank you.
Oh boy.
It looks so good.
It looks delicious.
Yeah, give us a try.
Thank you.
See what you think.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah, I think so
It's very
too.
light and crisp, which I really like.
Yeah. It's light and crisp at first. That's over 10%.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what it turns out. We got to turn it into some moonshine fast.
Empty head, you hit it right on the head, my friend. Why are we using 2-row? There's going to be a little less sugar in it, but a lot more of the grain flavor.
Exactly. So like I was saying, if you're looking at 2-row, that's almost that iconic, like you know exactly what this looks like.
Yeah, and the reason they call it 2-row is because the grains
on the
branch
stalk,
out. Yep.
there's grains on each side. So 6-row is almost is basically
three on each side.
Exactly. So basically, but it goes up in a sort of a very tight, very dense cylinder of the actual grain itself.
Yep.
There's more sugar in the
There'll be a little. Yeah, there's in 2-row there's more sugar.
Oh, okay.
But the 6-row is going to give us a little bit more of a grain flavor.
Yeah, I believe it.
And that's what we want in a cream ale, because when we go to add glucose to this, those are going to balance each other out.
Right.
So
I'm massive lightweight, so I feel like I'm already.
You're trashed.
I'm already there.
You're trashed already. Yeah, it's bad.
You're gonna find me sleeping in the corner of my office.
I'm gonna be on the stream for another 4 hours. Like this is a terrible thing.
this is going to go like by 3:00, we're going to be mumbling words.
No, we're gonna need to resupply.
Yeah.
So you're talking about going to sleep in your office.
Right.
Once a super long time ago, Mike came to believe that he needed more bulk. He's just like, I need to bulk up. He's like looking at his whole thing.
He just
Did he say
had
that?
inspiration. He's like, I just need this to change.
He's like, you know what? I'm going to be the change. And so then he got one of those big tubs of like super high calorie, like weight gain, like builder type stuff. And so he made a shake that we calculated to be 9,000 calories. And then he drank about half of it, and then he just like literally collapsed in the corner and slept for several hours. Like I don't know.
Oh my god!
And then he never had any more. Like that's
It was one shake. It gave him a pound.
yeah.
Right. It was like,
Just like one arm.
yeah.
No, he was just like out, just like curled up on the ground. All right. Here. So we got that cream.
Okay. So we got this cream. So we are going to add some 6-row.
And we haven't used 6-row
We have
yet.
never used 6-row.
Right? Yeah.
And
because generally speaking, we're not going for the wheat flavor.
no, we're not going for a granular flavor. Whereas 2-row is a little more crisp. But, I was right. 2-row is a little darker in color, not by a lot, by like 1 point on the SRM scale.
Okay.
Okay, so let's add.
Thank you guys.
Oh, it's our pleasure.
So much.
Enjoy it. You know where it is. Come back anytime.
Oh yeah.
We're going to add 3 pounds to start, and we will, work our way up from there. So just adding 3 pounds of this 6-row malt, this base malt, we're already at 2.5%.
Right.
So we can crank that up a little because we know we're just going to add some adjuncts in.
Yeah. We're going to tune this, but this is the base.
Right. This is the base. This is what everything is built off of. So by adding, we're up to 5 pounds. We're now at about 4.3. So let's keep that there for now until we get through our adjuncts, because the glucose is going to add ABV.
Oh yeah, exactly. The glucose will add ABV directly.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
There's just a basic math there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's just going to rocket this right up.
Cool.
So let's talk about what other kind of flavors we want into this clues brews, as they say.
That's right. So we have
So
a
when
cream
you
ale.
think of
So the
cream ale-
mouthfeel is right. The mouthfeel is going to be as though the grains were sung to for
Constantly.
hours.
They were actually not only sung to while being brewed or mashed, but once they were canned,
But in the tank.
cans were sang to.
Even the
Right,
cans.
I'm just saying.
Wow.
Sometimes you got to sing to the cans.
I didn't listen. That's more than I knew,
Hey, listen.
and I've definitely fucked that up in the
Acting
past.
after dark. Sing to
Yeah,
the cans.
exactly.
Okay.
So, but what we're putting together there is going to have is in that the lawnmower continuum, right? You're trying to figure out which addition to pop in there.
So we can do a couple different things. What other flavors do we want to add? Do we want this to be a little chocolatey in flavor?
Well, here we have to. Here we go. So we have to figure out the lore first, right? Mm-hmm. So it's really about in our construct. There is a gnomish life practice that involves, you know what I mean, in the same way that there might have been, what was it? It was the McDLT, right?
The McDLT?
Well, yeah, the cold and the hot.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then you put them together and it's like, oh, shit. Oh,
Yes.
shit. You know what I
Damn!
mean? Yeah, it's what? You know, it's fucking insane,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it's something you can have in your life.
I mean, and why would you not want to?
But there's a life practice here where they are drinking coffee. They're drinking a coffee and a beer in rapid succession. They're basically pairing them and they're using it as a work aid, right?
Right.
So usually we're trying to think about linear coherency in terms of the flavors that we want to put, right? This, we're actually trying to make a beer to pair with coffee, which
Yeah.
is why I wanted to go with the cream ale,
Yeah.
the cream texture. But so sweet is good. In this case, I think fruit is not good.
No, I
necessarily,
don't think fruit would be that great.
right.
Yeah.
But I think that sweet is okay, as long as it's got the right. Basically, we just need to, in our hopping, we just need to make sure that we're not going to set the coffee off in the wrong way.
Right. So when we think of sweet,
Yeah,
the first thing that automatically comes to mind is a wheat. Is putting
sugar.
wheat grain. Yeah.
That's the first thing I think of.
Well, yeah, sure,
Sugar.
sugar. So let's dump that shit right in.
Put it in.
We already knew that was.
Yeah,
That
it's-
was already on the table.
It's coming.
But as far as grains go, wheat is a good choice. It's going to give us that a little bit of sweetness. There is, which is kind of neat, a roasted wheat. So it gives both sweetness but a roasty flavor to it, which
Well,
might be. I've never used it.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, we've put a lot of roasted malts to work. I've
But-
never even heard of a roasted wheat.
Yeah, and it might go well with the coffee.
No, that's a good match. I think that's curatorial.
So
I'm with that.
there's that. A toasted malt, much like Biscuit or Victory.
Yeah, we've been there before. If we have a chance to try, let's try this roasted wheat.
Yeah.
Like my guess is that that's actually going to be very different.
I think it'll be actually spectacular because it'll play right off of. So put roasted wheat on that pole.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what other grains we can use. A laser roast. I love it, Danny.
All right, so that roasted wheat,
Yep.
so novel,
Absolutely.
so delicious.
Now let's talk about color, because we're going to want to add some crystal in there.
Right.
Just because we need A, head retention, B, crystal malt is going to add a caramel flavor, which is going to give us more sweetness.
Which has served us very well in the past.
Yeah, and it's also going to blend well with coffee.
Yeah. Okay. That's very cool. Those are
Yeah,
both really good choices.
Yep.
Yeah. It's just going to work back there.
Look at that color.
Yeah, it's already that honey tone. Hey, so
Did you drink that whole? Damn.
something happened. I don't know what.
Beer
could have been
evaporates
Dora.
quickly. I think it was Dora.
I
She
think
just-
that Dora is a very thirsty individual, and I think that she interacted with the product, and it's fine. I got more, but so before you continued on, let's go ahead and let this poll run for a sec. Mm-hmm. You give people updates on the old stuff that we've got in tanks.
Right. So in our tanks and sitting there now,
Yeah, still working.
still working. We have 3 beers. The dark wine.
Oh,
was the barley
Doomgate
one.
dark wine.
Boo. And I think we tweeted out some pictures of these.
Yeah.
They look absolutely stunning.
Yes.
The dark wine is going to be done around December 15th, in that range.
You think?
If not around December 30th. The holiday
Wow.
period.
Yeah.
Because it's just so high in ABV that it
Well-
needs time to mellow out and
Oh
age.
yeah, hot.
Yeah.
Right. It's
hot as they say.
The alcohol taste is too much.
Right.
Yeah.
The next one is Trash Witched. Trashed Witch.
Yeah, the first in the Dark Contract series that we made with Holly Conrad.
Yeah, and that was a stout that came in at, I think, another 10% or 10.5.
Oh, it was big. She was looking at
ridiculous.
9.3, I think.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, 9.3. But right before right after we get back from Unplugged, we will add the coffee.
Yes, and so in my office right now, I have fresh roasted Ethiopian coffee that's designed to be used as a dry addition. So right in the fermenting tank.
What kind of
along with
coffee
some lavender, right?
Yeah. What kind of Ethiopian bean was it? Do you remember?
It was the Nano Shakiso farm. So it's stone fruits. It's going to be weird, and then but with that and then the lavender addition, like that's really the combo. Because we tried a sample of it before the additions.
Oh yeah,
and it was sweet caramel coffee, exactly what we tried to make. And then when we come and hit it with the herbal additions and the coffee, like it's gonna go places.
it's gonna go far.
Yeah.
But the third beer that we have is for the Chris Stroud.
Oh, that's right, the Porter.
The Porter.
Hello, friend.
The Blackberry Porter.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow, the berries go into
the chamber.
Into the chamber. And so by the time we get back from Unplugged, the next show after that, we will have...
We're ready to go.
The Blackberry Porter for everybody. And it already smells fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Adding the blackberry to it is going to make it just utterly delicious. But then we have another set of that. Because remember, we had two versions.
No, we have Hello Friend and also Blind Faith, which is what we're going to do. We're going to do dry additions
of the mystery hops.
Of mystery hops that grew on my fence.
Your fence.
Okay. Well, hey, roasted wheat.
Okay,
came out on top of that one.
That's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's throw in a pound just to start.
Yeah,
that's going to bring us up right up, even with 1 pound, that's going to bring us up to 5.2. So when we look at building these grain bills,
right?
Typically for a cream ale, we're going to look to have our base malts at 75%, and then any adjunct malt, any other malt
twists
in the 25% range or lower.
Right.
So where we stand now with these two malts, we're at 83%, 83.3%.
Yeah. Beep.
Boom, boom. And of the 6 row, and about 16.7% worth of roasted wheat. So we're really, this is all really where we need to be for a cream ale.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens when we add, I wonder if glucose is a miscellaneous.
Oh, that's right. Because we're going to add in that sucra.
Why is it not here?
Is it not in misc?
You would think it'd be there. Maybe it's just in green. Sugar, sucrose. Yeah, there we go. Nope. So we'll add in a pound of the. Whoa! We will not add in a pound because that jacks us up to 8.2%.
Oh yeah, we know. We're drinking a beer that's made with piles of sugar.
Actually, what we'll do is we're going to reduce
one of their grains,
the pale malt.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. And we'll reduce the roasted wheat to keep those numbers.
The ratio.
The ratio.
Yeah.
So we'll bring that down to about a half a pound of roasted wheat.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 4.5 pounds of pale. And we'll bring up... There we go.
There we go. They're perfect. ABV is perfect.
So if you guys see down on the bottom, we're right around 5.6 with this ABV, which is where Clues wanted to go with this by adding just a small half a pound of sugar.
Yeah,
and that's what gives cream ales that creme.
Yeah, that lift.
Yeah, and that's really all you need to do for a cream ale.
Yeah.
That's how simple they are.
Yeah, it's old, right? It's an old style.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, we long to brew like brewers of old. Realistically, the best brews that have ever been made are being produced right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we have so much technology, we have so many different ingredients.
We can control it.
Yeah, we can talk to people across the world now with ease and learn how they're brewing and
exactly.
integrate it. So
you're saying you don't want to just leave something wet in a jar on accident and then try to drink it later. You're saying that doesn't rise to the level.
I mean, it could. I mean, it's how adventurous do you want to? Do you really want to be?
How far do you want to go?
I mean, we could get a puddle of water and drink that too, but
Remember when we were at the SCA thing? He's like, oh, I'll get this life straw. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, you want me to... First of all, it's like his straw. He wants me to drink from it. Okay, that's fine. But then he said, oh, yeah, I just like to go around and just drink from different pools with still water. And I'm like, I don't think...
Yeah.
The idea of the life straw, I think you're doing something weird. Like,
but like it's a novel thing, right? Like if you're stranded in the woods, yeah, I'll take the life straw and drink.
Sure, but I'm not going out of my way.
Sampling dirt on the side of the road.
I'm not like driving on the street and then I see a puddle and I'm like, and I'm like fucking, oh man, I'm gonna suck out of that puddle.
Look at that puddle.
Where's my life straw?
That puddle's got some nice muddy tones to it.
Well, no, it's got that sort of like
that sheen
troll
oil
flesh.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Yeah, motor oil. That one has motor. I've always wanted to drink some water with motor oil.
I don't think it's. Yeah, no. I think it is gross. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Anyway.
Only life water when you need to.
Exactly. Now,
let's talk about hops.
Yep. Let's hop it up.
With a cream ale hop, but we can get crazy. For cream ales, there's no definitive hopping.
Oh, that's great news.
Yeah. So we could tinker with the hops.
That's great news. Okay, now remember, but we can't tinker too far, because remember, the concept is that we have, well, certainly, but the concept is that we have this here, and then this is the cream ale, and then we have this here, this coffee that's been prepared via some sort of gnomish infusion, right? I mean, my instinct, if the sky's the limit on hops, my instinct is to go for some really novel stuff, and for me, generally speaking, that's dank and stone fruits and things like that. I don't think that's the right choice here. I almost think we want to go with some classic flavors that are just going to they'll have a bitter angle, and that's what we can match with this over here. Between the roast and the bitter, now we have something together.
I completely agree. What if we do a hybrid? We haven't used this yet.
Hybrid?
And Mount Heads hit it again on the head. He said Cascade, which is a fantastic hop. It's a classic hop.
Yeah.
But
everybody knows about this hop.
There is another hop.
You heard of this hop.
You heard these hops? Heard these hops?
Horky, that's a good idea.
What do you say?
That would be the best combo, would be to nitro tap the cream ale. And obviously, nitro tapping is
it's completely
it's the right choice.
Yeah.
It's the right choice.
Who said that? Because that's brilliant.
That's Horky Sporky.
I love him.
Back at it.
Bless him. So, Kavivi cream ale. Jesus. So, there's another hop that we haven't used yet that I absolutely love called Amarillo Gold. This is a Cascade substitute, or it's similar to Cascade, as you guys can see on the little description here. It's going to give us some citrus and flowery notes to go along.
Yeah, when you're in flower. Thanks, Marky. When you're moving into that flower realm, I think you're in the right spot. At least for me, the fruit can't be too much.
No,
but if we're talking about flowers, those notes, as you know, those notes in terms of the coffee trade, a lot of the notes,
always,
a lot of the base notes in coffees are floral.
Floral, yeah, floral and fruity, and it's just absolutely fantastic.
Well, here, so we got the Amarillo Gold, Cascade substitute, floral and fruit, and then how would you contextualize the Cascade? It's a classic. Cascade, it's one of the nobles, right?
Cascade is a classic that is used in
all over
so many different styles
bittering,
of beer,
aroma.
Let's bring it up so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
It's like it says, it's another one of those floral and citrus aromas. Just that's the predominant flavor that comes from it. You're not going to get.
How would you differentiate it from?
It's this
more subtle?
It's more subtle because it can be used for both aroma and bittering. So you're not going to get as floral of the floral notes as you would.
Okay, there we go. We'll let them feast on that. We'll let them get in that mix.
Yeah. I forgot about some. Ooh.
What, you got some more nerd shit?
We got some cool stuff. So this is what we put up here, this could be our aroma hop because it looks like 93% of everybody's going for Amarillo Gold.
Yeah.
And that's going to be our aroma and flavor.
So they have that hair at the end
right
when it's cooling down.
But let's talk about how we could complement that with bittering at the beginning.
Yeah. Let's do it.
There are 2 hops that we can talk about that we have never used before.
Okay.
The first is going to be Amarillo.
Yeah, which just because we haven't used it.
Amarillo, Apollo, excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm back on that. So Apollo is 17% on the bittering scale.
Really?
Yeah.
For the alphas?
On the alphas.
Jesus.
It's super high.
I was going to say, that's the biggest one we've ever used on the show.
We've never
you
used
madman!
Crazy. Crazy like
Right
a
here.
coconut.
Amarillo Gold on the other one.
Nailed it. Okay. So with Apollo, this is going to give us fruit flavors, but predominantly a grapefruit flavor. And it's going to be very strong because it's so high in its alpha.
Yeah, I'll say. That may be a little bit too much. What do you have for me in a more reasonable human
If we want to scale it back, there's another one called Bravo. This is about...
That's a very celebratory hop.
Yeah. I mean, I'm Bravo.
Right? Tell me more.
It's both fruit. This is another one of those fruity and florals, but it's going to lean a little more towards the fruit side of the spectrum. But it's about 15% on the alpha, so it's a great bittering hop that we don't use often, and a lot of the times you don't see it used often. But
I'm not familiar with Bravo.
But when I think about it, when I think about Clue, the gnomish tinkerer,
right,
this would be something cool that would be experimented with.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, exactly. Because it's a little bit...
country?
Yeah.
A little bit rock and roll?
Yeah, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But basically, it's in a place where, like, the narrative of the Tinkerer functions.
Ooh, Bravo is stealing the show. Bravo, friends. Bravo.
Yeah, Bravo is jumping in. I you know what I bet? I think they want to match the fruit and floral. I think that's what's bringing them over. I think they want to match the fruit and floral at the front and the back.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, they're just ultimately gonna complement each other.
Exactly.
So let's add some of that.
So that Bravo.
The Bravo.
Right.
We're gonna add that at 10 minutes. Now, hold on, let me do that. Add hops. And we're gonna, what did we choose for the first one? The
Amarillo Gold?
That's gonna be the flavor, excuse me. The Bravo is gonna be added at 60. Amarillo is gonna be added at 10. Bravo at 60. So right now, we need to scale back
The IBUs?
the IBUs because we're at 139.
Oh, it's because of how much acid.
Well, no, it's because of the yes,
Right.
but it's also because we're brewing. Beersmith automatically goes to 1 ounce. We're doing, and that's usually calculated for a 5 gallon batch. We're doing half of that. So we're going to bring the Bravo because it's such, as you mentioned, it's so high in its alpha.
Yeah.
We're going to bring that down. That's better. Actually, we're going to bring this Amarillo down too. We barely have to
It's
put
just
any
a
in here.
touch.
It's
just
a touch.
because these are monsters. These are hot beasts.
Yeah, and we should talk about that too. Throw up the poll.
Yeah.
Where do we want to be on the IBU scale? So for a cream ale, it's going to be between 8 and 20 on the IBU scale.
Yeah.
So any way you do this, there's not a lot of bitterness to it.
Yeah. Even at the high level,
It's
of
still
that,
very low.
Even 20, but against that grain bill,
Yeah.
even 20 IBUs against that is still a pretty lopsided fight.
Yeah, because what it's going to do is we've added a lot of sweet to this beer, and a higher IBU is kind of going to pull back on that sweetness.
Right.
So that's what when you guys do this poll, think about it that way. Do you want it to be sweeter, or do you want it to be a little more balanced?
Yeah, sweeter, balanced. Yeah, should there be a bitter option?
What do you mean?
Yeah, sweeter, balanced is good.
Oh yeah. I mean, the bitter
balanced is bringing the bitter in.
Yeah,
us,
for us, balance
as
means
brewers,
yeah,
balance is bittering, right?
Exactly.
Well, I need to see if this tap is.
It working?
Yeah.
Sometimes it breaks. You got to test it out every now and then. Could you?
Yeah. I know what you need.
Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
Et voila.
Oh.
No.
God, look at that color.
I know. The color doesn't make any sense, dude. I'm really, really surprised at it. When it was in the tank, the beauty was... I mean, it was actually like an aesthetic experience.
I was looking at art.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I was
in awe.
I was looking at my program. You know, I was seeing what else was unavailable in this wing.
Yeah.
And then, but I found myself drawn.
We put on our headphones, and Morgan Freeman was narrating the beer and its structure to us as we moved around it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, interesting. They're going for sweeter.
So they want it to be, yeah, but I think it's the right choice as long as it's inside the parameters, right?
Yeah. What did Clue say? What was she?
It's about the match.
What? Clues was a 1?
Yeah. Hey, trust red herrings. This is this product right here is Barley a Horse, our attempt to honor coriander, which I think has effectively been accomplished. It's a monster.
This is feeding that horse. At least
the
feeding my horse.
horses is getting fed. That's what you need to file away.
The coriander we put in here made this beer taste so good. I'm sad that we cannot bring this to Unplugged just to give it to people.
That's the fucked up thing about it.
Right.
Is that if I bought this like at a bottle shop, if I went to some place, I'd be like, yeah, I want to try a new strong ale. I kind of like the form.
Right.
I know that motherfucker would be like, well, have you ever tried Barley a Horse?
Yeah, right?
Like if it was on the docket for him to recommend, he'd be like,
Every time.
he'd be like, oh, well, there's these guys. It's kind of weird, but they make beers about D&D shit. They made a beer. Don't worry about it. Like, don't really worry. I've already said too much. What I want to say is that this is a great beer, and they did a good job. Yeah, you just consider it.
Just put
If you're
it on
a fan of the
palate.
form, I mean, it's for fans only. It's definitely a inside baseball type beer. All right, so let's goof around with that acid.
Okay, so what did we go for? The
Sweeter.
They wanted sweeter. Awesome.
Fair enough. But I think that it's still right for the practice.
I think it's
the
great.
cultural practice
Yeah.
that has these two pieces in it.
Okay, so let's bring this down. So, you guys will notice that we are literally putting 0.1 ounces of each of these
Just a
hops.
little, just a touch, because they're so strong.
Yeah. And what we'll do is, actually, let's put this for a vote. Do we want to, I don't think we've ever asked this of the chat, but there is a way where you add hops right at flame out. Flame out is when you turn the heat off of the boil kettle. There's no real flame out because we don't use flames with the Pico, but it will just be added right at the end of the session for a second.
In the timer, yeah.
It's just the time, like the boil is done, we throw it in and that's it.
Yeah.
And all it does is add more of that flavor and nose to the beer. So the question is, do we want to do a flame out edition? It's not going to add any bitterness.
Right.
But do we want to do a flame out edition of the Amarillo Gold to up the flavor of the fruits or the citrus and flowery nose to this beer?
Yeah, I mean, so it's something to consider because we already have, I mean, we've spent the entire time we've been here at the show coming up with a balanced thing. Do we want to, at the end, do we want to grab one of those levers and crank it? Or do we want to leave it be?
No, this isn't a...
The spirit just flows through me. Like, I don't, I'm not party to it. It's just, I am its vessel.
Yeah. God, this is ridiculously good. Jeff is going to be sad
it don't
that
make
he
no sense.
Isn't here right now.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I thought 1, 2 was going to run away with it. The battle is on. The battle is on.
It did run pretty well there for a while. Let's see what's going on.
Look at this. The addition is slowly creeping out. No.
No. The affront came out. No dry addition. And no dry addition and no flame out option.
Cool.
All right, that's that. Listen, that's cool. We will have a chance to do that again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That type of addition is especially well received in IPAs.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the modern IPA dealio, I think, is a function of that.
I agree. So now, let's check out what we got on here. We have an estimated ABV of 5.6 right on the nose, what clues wanted.
Flawless.
Our color is a little more golden in color.
Yeah, it's looking right. It'll be very nice. It'll be very nice to, like, the visual image of this glass here right by the coffee.
Yeah. Oh, right. Right. Yes, I agree. And our bitterness is coming in at around 13.9, which is on the low end of the spectrum.
Oh, quite.
Yeah. So, which is really good because it's going to let flavors.
Exactly, but it's also going to let the coffee be the bittering agent, functionally speaking, in these two.
Now, the real question is, are we adding coffee to this beer or just putting it on the side? I think we put it on the side.
No, I think that what we've come up with is, it really is a cultural practice. We can't add the coffee to it because the coffee is meant to be boiled properly, efficiently, you know what I mean? The right temps.
Listen,
and that is going alongside.
205 degrees.
Yeah.
Poured over.
So I have a, somebody gave it to Brandon and I as a wedding gift. It was a set of vases, but one of the vases is like large and wide at the top, and one of the vases is large and wide at the bottom. So when you put the vases together on a shelf, they fit into each other.
Oh, fascinating.
So how awesome would it be if we were making this? How awesome would it be? Like, it would just be an assumption in the same way that, like, if you're really, really into beers, especially world beers, you start getting very serious about glassware. Like, if you're wondering where the hobby goes from here, you start moving into glassware.
Yeah.
Basically.
Belgians, what we're drinking now, this should be in a tulip glass.
Yeah.
Right? Or a goblet if you want.
Exactly. A goblin. But when it comes to the clues thing, I think it would be super, super cool. A cask of many vases. I think it'd be super cool if it would just be accepted. If you were a gnomish engineer, right, that you would have a set of glasses that is like your late night working glasses.
Yes.
And they sort of like mesh into each other, and it's just sort of expected that this is how you're going to do it. This is your set. You set this out, break it apart.
Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
It's like the old tea ceremonies, right? You have a set of all different implements while you move through this ceremony.
Exactly right.
But this is just...
It ritualizes it. Yep.
Okay,
all right.
So let's talk about the yeast. Once again, there's nothing here that's really... The world is our oyster when looking at a yeast for this.
We're not going to put any oysters in there.
Shoot.
There is an oyster beer.
I know.
There's an oyster stout.
Oyster beer, and I love oysters.
Well, I like oysters too, but I don't want to drink them. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Like,
well, I mean, you kind of drink them anyways, right? Like, I mean,
yeah, but that's plenty. I'm saying there's No Lie, a brewery out of Spokane.
Oh, really?
Has an oyster stout, and I don't want to.
Listen, I've never had the urge to go to Spokane, but
It's being drawn in.
we could make a trip.
They have it at the corner store.
Okay, or the corner store works just as good.
I should grab a bottle of it just to bring in for the show, and we should try the oyster stout just
God,
as a
it
kick.
sounds brutal.
It doesn't sound good, man.
No.
Anyway, so yeasts. We got classic yeast here. Let's avoid a Belgian yeast for this.
No, I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Let's try
use it.
classic
Yeah.
yeasts.
So the first one we'll go with is just the straight up 1056 American ale yeast, because that's really what, when we think of a cream ale,
That's the flavor.
this is the traditional flavor that we would go with. It's clean, balanced. You can't go wrong with this ale. So we could use a wheat ale yeast for this as well. This is going to make it tartar.
Tartar?
Yeah, not tartar sauce, but
No.
add a little bit of
I've
tart
never
to
even
it.
heard of a wheat ale yeast. I assumed it would have been I assumed it would just be the other yeast.
Yep. So but it'll also make it dry as well, a little bit drier,
Oh.
dry and tart. So that's a completely different way to take a cream ale, which is not normal. So if you guys want to get a little crazy, that's an option.
I have never once heard of it, but I am open. I am open to it. I do like the occasional oyster. I can't lie.
I have yet to go down to Shuckers downtown,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they do like $1 a shuck
Well, yeah.
on Thursdays, and I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be dangerous.
So the fish shop that's not too far from my house, they offer a pretty substantial variety. Have you ever barbecued them?
No, just threw them right on the.
It's the easiest thing on earth. You literally just take them and put them on the grill.
That's amazing. What I used to do, because I was on the East Coast, we had clams for days, right? Just clams.
Oh yeah,
And
totally.
I love clams.
That's not super weird over here either.
Is it? Okay, cool. So what we would do is we'd put the clams on the barbecue, but we'd put them in a tin, like a piece of, like a tin container.
Oh yeah.
Fill the container
Foil
with
them?
beer,
Yeah, of course.
and then just add onions, throw all the clams.
Fixins in there.
Yeah, just throw all the clams in the
pop
beer,
open.
and they pop open, and as they popped open, they've sucked in all the beer.
See, that sounds all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't suck.
I've got super, super positive memories as a young person of clam digging. Would that have been
Yeah.
Is that a normal thing to do? Okay.
Yeah. Dragon Breath, New England clams. That was it. Like, New England was known. Like, we would go, because it's on that silt bed, right?
Yeah.
And you're just.
They're easy to
right,
get,
yeah.
right? No, for us, the clam bake.
The clam bake was a huge thing for us. My dad would do one. My dad would do a clam bake every summer, and you know how they would come. You'd order like 50 of these cages, right? It would come in a cage,
Sure.
with like a dozen clams, sausage, chicken.
Oh, wow.
All is that how it's
No,
done?
I
out
don't
here?
know. What are you talking about?
Oh,
What the
really?
hell? A cage with chicken and clams?
Yeah.
No, I've never. What are you talking about?
You West Coasters just don't.
It's a cage.
Yeah. So what they would do is they would deliver. We would order 100 of these people. We'd invite 100 friends to come over, and this giant. It would come on a truck, and this giant steel tub, probably the size of this Carolina game table, would be dropped off, and it was a steamer, and you hook a propane tank, and it would steam water on the bottom, and inside there were metal cages, probably about a foot by a foot.
She just basically steaming the entire goddamn case.
Yes. So there'd be 100 of these little cages, and in each cage was a dozen clams, a piece of chicken, a piece of sausage, and some other whatevers.
Shit.
And it just steamed for the whole day. And when anybody wanted one, they'd go over to this steamer, open it up, pull out a cage, and that was your meal. And it was
Is
the coolest
this
thing.
real?
Yeah.
If I search for chicken clam cage,
I don't know if that's the actual term, but yes.
All
and
right.
It was absolutely delicious.
well, listen, I support this 100%, obviously.
'cause-
To the extent it is even real. Hey,
listen, West Coast. Just
American Ale Yeast is where we got. So they're looking for that classic taste. And I don't blame them. I support them 100%.
I absolutely do too. I love the fact that as we've done this show, the chat has gone from doing all these wild experiments to then switching over and trying out more traditional flavors. Like they're refining their taste.
No, that's what's funny, right? The interplay has been very interesting to watch, I think.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay, so that's rock solid.
Yep.
I feel like that's a product we can count on.
What are we going to name it?
Well, exactly. So now that we know about this, a little foam, not much. Now that we know about what we're trying to accomplish with this stuff, we know about this gnomish life practice that we have described as well. What do we think? What do we want to call this S of a B?
Wait, what? Swell's Bath, what happened to the polls today? Did something happen to our polls? Oh, and you haven't been singing to these grains.
Well,
not nearly
I
enough.
sang to the listen. I sang
you
to the
did
grains
it
earlier.
once. I mean, that's kind of you're ignoring your God-given duty to sing to those delicious. I mean, listen, I'm just going by the chat. The council has
Clues
spoken.
gnomish laser oil. Here we go. So let's get some names, and then I'll do a little more singing there in a sec.
Ah, the Tinkerer's Lantern. That's a great name. Tastic. That's a great name. Midnight Boil's good. I like Clues Brews, but I feel like Clues Brews is like Dark Contract, where
Exactly.
it's the overarching title.
Exactly. We know what it is, right? That's like for the inside, for this august body. We know about that.
Laser booze.
So
laser oil. There we go.
Beer goggles. I like beer goggles.
Tinker Laser Soldier Try. That's good, dude.
Tinker laser what?
Soldier Try. Remember the movie, the Tinker
Of course.
Soldier?
I'm reading the book right now.
Oh, are you? It's really great.
And it's solder, not soldier.
Solder?
Oh, solder. Solder. Yeah, solder. Okay, sorry. Read that too quick. Cream of the crop. Yeah, sorry, Bath. I read that a little too quick.
Josh Mike cream.
It's just not
like
on.
that. Laser sauce.
Gnomish cream. Oh, that sounds a little.
Outre. All right.
The foam awakens. Yeah. Clues cream. Alchemist gold. That's kind of fun.
It is Tinker.
The Tinkerer's Apprentice. I love it. Cream of wheat. Chris Ciesick in the chat. Asmati Games. Everybody go and back that Kickstarter, friends. One deck dungeon.
What's the one that's going live now?
It's I think it's the digital one deck dungeon.
Oh, the game.
Yeah.
All right.
Tinker Elixir. I like that.
There we go. So let's give these.
What do we got?
Let's give these a try. We got Midnight Oil, Tinker's Lantern, Beer Goggles, Laser Sauce, Tinker Laser, Solder, Spy. This is good. Tinker's Lantern is a legit magical, because it goes, to my mind, it sort of connects to the idea that we're trying to establish that it's a practice.
But it also evokes this image of a gnome tinkerer sitting at the desk.
It's a maze.
By firelight, working on a clockwork.
It's a maze, but also the idea that these beverages are the lantern, too. Like that, it just kicks ass.
Yeah, everything about it.
That brings me so much joy. Yeah, Tinker's Lantern. That's for our clues.
God, it's so good.
So good.
Who pitched Tinker's Lantern?
Yeah, I just saw the name.
Yeah, I forgot who actually threw that up.
Who is it that kicked out Tinker's Lantern? Because it's pure poetry. Oh, there we go, Zelda. Nice.
That's really cool.
Use the bottle as a lantern. Which Amy?
Wait, was it Amy T.
The
Falcone?
fucking Falcon?
The Falcon did that?
was Thwap.
Oh, okay, thwap.
It's very nice. All right.
God,
Well, hey,
that is fantastic.
listen, that's another grade A product.
So Tinkers. Yep, derp.
All right.
Start singing.
Here, I will. Here. So you got some questions over there?
Yep.
I'm gonna drive to Atlanta. Live out this fantasy. Running around with a red top down. It's actually getting legitimately hot now. You said I wanna do right now, right now. Here, I need the fucking shirt. Because that's at 152 degrees.
Yeah, kind of. It doesn't. You know.
It got hot. That's what I'm saying. Now,
That was it. That was your serenade.
yeah.
I mean, that was. Come on.
No, it's doing a great job. I need to be over here getting this foam. Now,
Okay.
so go ahead and hit a few of these cues. Because we know what we're making here for the next few weeks, right?
Yeah, yeah. We actually have a lot on deck to make because we've
had some
we've
breaks.
been away with all pack sauce and all that fun stuff.
All right, so you got some hot cues.
Yep. Okay.
Juice.
So, Big Dog, will any of the brews be at Unplugged? Unfortunately, not this time. Maybe next time we'll bottle some and secretly put them on the plane.
Bottle some, keg some. I mean, depending on the states, it gets weird, right?
I mean, depending on where we are. Like, so we know for West next year, we can get a room and just have kegs set up.
yeah.
And that's going to be easy. So at West, we'll probably have stuff for people
No,
to
at
sample.
West, man, we should have.
A sampling room.
Well, we should have kegs for days,
Kegs for days.
and then like all the best stuff.
Right.
We should just make sure that people, above a certain level of coolness, right? They can come. Mm-hmm. How about mutants or weirdos? No, they're not invited. But how about cool channel people? Yes.
They're invited.
Mutants? No. Right?
Channel.
That's
where you really draw the line.
That's the bifurcation for me.
So, but that is an option because we could
Well, because
easily
here
do that.
locally, geez.
we could what we could do on stream with the chat is a poll of all the beers after a year of ACK in. We could put all the beers up and select which ones we want to
could do
have at the
custom-
tasting.
We could do a custom batch for everybody there, especially on something like liquid assets where there's a cool twist we could put on it. We could what's the Seattle version of liquid assets, right?
Right? Yeah.
Salmon.
Avocado toast.
Yeah, exactly. It could be a salmon pilsner, so delicious, so rich, omega 3s. We got it all.
Oh,
We got it all.
it's like this is almost as bad as the oyster stout.
They're of a piece. It's a single flight. You can get the oyster stout,
I love this question.
the shrimp ale.
And it's from Wellsbath. Could you record a few hours of the grain cam and put it up on YouTube for meditative purposes? And the reason I love this is it reminds me of the U-Log that's on TV during the holidays that just runs on repeat.
Well, no, it's bewitching.
Yes.
Like especially before when that first strike, the alpha strike,
Yeah.
was hitting the grains and just like tossing them around.
Yeah.
Like you get hooked up on that.
Yeah.
You want to be a part of it.
There's actually an old, it's a psychology thing. When you sit down by a campfire and you're watching the flames, it's actually, it relieves anxiety because it's a meditative process because you're seeing these flames circulate. Yeah, crazy. Try it. Same concept. That's why this meditative watching of the grain cam or the U-Log burning actually makes you feel
it actually
comfort.
works. It definitely works for
It makes
me.
you feel comfort.
Well, yeah, people are surprisingly invested in it.
Let me taste the flavor.
You need to taste this flava.
It's flava bean.
Is Faye around? He needs to get a
Good, that's good.
pump of this.
Trying to stay cute
You're
until tomorrow.
you're afraid of those.
Here,
You're afraid of those
sit up here,
carbs.
come on.
You're terrified of the carb.
My carbs.
My carbs.
It could be ma carbs.
Mom's
Dang, this is tasty.
right.
It's real good.
And Dora was already loopy off of it.
Yeah, Dave is
You
saying
should
that.
see what she's drawing
Dave,
right now.
yeah, we should go see what the next shirt looks like.
She's drawing through time.
Yeah, just with space and time.
Yes.
She has 4D capabilities. So apparently, and I gave her a cup the size of the one you have right there.
Yeah.
It's just that this son of a bitch is like 10%.
Yeah. I'm driving to lunch.
It's
after this.
wine.
It's wild. No.
It's wine somehow.
It is.
But
No, it turned
how
out good, and then Mike was taking pulls on it too.
Yeah, Mike was even. What was great for us was he likes this more than the Jim Dark Magic.
Really?
Yeah, and but what's funny is that this is when we put together the Velvet Cape, low ABV was one of the goals.
Right.
So this
Because
has
we
got
didn't wanna-
more than half.
This is almost triple
Yeah, exactly.
that freaking beer.
Exactly. And he liked it better. So now we know something important about him.
But and what's fascinating about this is it doesn't taste like a 10%er.
No.
I mean, it feels like it right now.
No, it feels like it, but it goes
down very, very smooth.
No. And that is all down to the Belgian yeast, really. It's just a trick.
Yeah.
It's a mouth trick.
Yeah.
It's a mouth trick.
So, from Kate Welch, question.
Kate Welch.
What the heck, my dudes? That was it.
Well, yeah, indeed. Like any old time. Any old time. Like I say, we've got Acquisitions Intoxicated is still running, even if there's no C teams. There's definitely a guest opportunity. I mean, usually we put a lot of it's up to the channel, but
Yeah, I talked to Kate a little bit, and what
Good.
we want to do is, because we were going over, should we do a mead
she
for
really wanted
Rosie?
spirits or something.
She wants
right?
a spirit, and what we'll do is we'll craft her a spirit, a cocktail, as they say. Would you like another? Because we could.
No.
We have cute little shot glasses.
I have to go get lunch. I didn't eat yet. So this is all perpetuating terrible.
A cycle.
Yeah,
A cycle.
Exactly.
So Kate had this really great idea for several different cocktails we could use, but then I brought to the table,
A series.
what if we barrel age those cocktails? Have you ever
Now
tried
we're
barrel
talking.
aging cocktails? 'Cause
Yeah.
they're fantastic, especially ones that have a more of a whiskey base to them, like a bourbon base.
Yeah, for the same reason that you leave dark wine alone for so long.
Exactly.
Like you want to give those an opportunity to sort of mellow
Right.
out.
Yeah, and Kate and I are on the same wavelength when it comes to, we like dark whiskeys. So to do a cocktail and then barrel age it, I think would be really neat, especially because it plays well with Rosie, because she's finely aged, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She knows more than the rest. She's seen things.
Exactly. It's a refinement,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
No, so we could very easily put that together. That would not be tough at all.
So what do you think? What were your thoughts on the tasting of this?
It's very creamy.
Yeah.
I would only be able to have one, and it would take me a while,
Yeah,
for sure.
it's
But I
big.
think that's all I would really need. But I've had a 10% beer before, or it was a cider, and it was very apparent, and this one was not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's going to be apparent soon.
so if you have a
Yeah,
cider,
sure.
a really hard apple cider sort of breaks away from the juiciness, and then when the alcohol takes over, like I don't like those as well.
Sure.
But no, you can get away with a lot when you put in 1.5 pounds of white sugar, and then use Belgian yeast.
Okay.
You can get away with a lot.
Spoilers.
A pound of sugar.
Yeah, it's candy. You're
a
drinking
pound
candy.
of sugar
So I'm glad I'm having the bread candy today.
covers many sins. All right, so what else you got, man?
Is there a possibility of a sake?
What you do?
I would love to do a sake.
I would love to try.
It's just rice wine. It's not hard to make.
No, basically
But-
you would basically boil and you'd paste it. I mean, how would you?
Yeah, pretty
Right?
much. What you're doing the same thing as we're doing now. Is you're getting the sugars out
of
of
a
the
grain.
rice.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Budweiser.
There's a lot of rice.
There's
actually.
a lot of rice in there.
right? Yeah.
So it's the same concept. You're trying to rip the sugars right out of the rice. And I love sake, so yes, the answer is absolutely yes, for me at least.
No, I would love to try it.
Here's a really good question
I'd love to learn.
from Dragon Breath.
Yeah.
Does specific gravity change with altitude? No, but the way you read specific gravity does. The hydrometer will change, and you have to account for the
Oh, it bobs differently.
There's two ways that a hydrometer will change its reading. One with altitude, and then two with temperature. You want to have your hydrometer calculated to the proper temperature. So right now, most hydrometers calculate to 70 degrees. And then there's a chart that you can use. Say when you take your reading, your beer is at 72 or 75 degrees. You will be able to adjust the hydrometer reading due to the temperature. And it just it's just on the chart. It's just science.
It's just science, right? It's just science. Deal with it.
Okay, this is a great question. Roar 303. I missed an episode. Sorry if you've already discussed this, but have you ever thought about doing a braggot? Yes. I will read you guys the description. I love braggots, and I will read you because I was actually going to suggest this for a braggot. I'm glad you brought this up. I was going to suggest this for Clues.
Whoa. So it's a mead that you make with grains?
With grains. They are absolutely and wonderfully delicious.
What is it? Like, I mean, how does that work?
It's kind of like...
do you basically make a beer and then, but like your sugar content is honey? Is that how it is?
Exactly. You're adding honey as the additives.
Well, that could be very good.
And that's why I was going to suggest it for the Clues brew, but once we thought cream ale, I'm like, oh, that's perfect.
That is really good.
But this a braggot could easily be a rosy beer.
Well, you know what though? Because
it could be anything.
But we were also talking about like elves.
Yeah.
And when we were talking about like a saison.
What about the EPA?
Yeah, exactly. Right? The idea of
Amy?
Exactly. The idea of a beer mead.
Yeah.
That sounds like a really interesting combo, just culturally speaking, for some of the characters, at least to my mind.
Well, especially in the C-Team universe. I mean, there's a lot of
characters
headroom we can play around with that would utilize that.
Yeah,
especially
there's a lot of stuff that isn't strictly book in the C-Team. You know, there's some new stuff in there.
Oh God, there's a lot of good questions today.
Well, here, go ahead and do two more, and then I'm gonna go hang out with my boy.
Yeah. Oh shit, I just deleted it. Someone said they just took advantage of the Pico Brew C-Team special. And I just want to...
There's a C-Team special?
Or not a C-Team special. The Pico Brew C Christmas special.
Oh, the C, the new model. Okay.
Yes. I just added C-Team.
I was like, what?
Yeah, which would be cool. But there might be a C-Team special in the works. I am right now in contact with Pico Brew, and we're working on several different ways to get you... Yes.
I hear tell you a beer.
I do.
You've been singing to it?
Oh, yes, I have. The grains have been sung to.
Got a little leakage issue?
It's true. We know how to fix it, though.
Okay.
There you go.
What am I drinking?
Give it a try. That is Barley a Horse. That is a golden strong ale.
This is incredibly tasteful.
It's the best, right? Oh, he's looking at the Drawn and Courtier.
Oh, yeah.
Branding
and the
here.
contrast between this rich golden and the stark white.
So we wanted to honor coriander with golden ale. Oh yeah,
specific spice.
Oh no, there's
we added coriander.
Oh, that's
into
what
the
I
beer.
would have recommended. God, that's a great Christmas drink.
Isn't it great? Yeah, this is a drink that will keep you warm inside your house when it is not warm.
It's going to keep me warm outside in the snow.
Yeah, that's true. It'll keep you warm up to your neck in snow. Even if you get
warmth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even if it's a situation where it's like the sand, like the snow gets like into that part between your coat and your neck, no problem.
Just melts.
It's a very specific remedy.
Just melts.
Well, it's a specific problem, but it's literally the worst thing.
All right. Well, thank you for this.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Orion's Requiem. If you want to do beer stuff here in town, and you want to work on a brew or something for your place, fucking get a hold of us.
Yeah, we would love to come down, and I think we do that in a heartbeat.
No, I support you 100% in that, and A+, would like to talk again.
Yeah, like I wish the St. Brian was closer so we could work with him on even.
Illich wants to know. like brewing the Velvet Cape on the Pico C instead of yours, how you adjust the recipe. It's just volumes.
Yes, and it's going to be just volumes, and this plays along with the next question. Sam Hotep, I love you.
Did he help you out?
No. He said, when are we getting the recipes, son?
Yeah.
I am working on it. They're almost finished. So what I've been doing is I've been crafting recipes for the Pico Brew, the Pico Brew C, a 5-gallon batch, and an extract batch for each one of these recipes.
So you've actually been traveling through everything we've made, and then customizing it for people's home equipment.
So whatever you're brewing on, you are going to be able to make these beers.
Oh, that's kick-ass.
Each beer that we've done, which is roughly, God, how many is it now? 10, 12?
It's got to be 10, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. Oh, Widow's Wake. We still have to brew Widow's Wake.
Well, that's our IPA.
Yeah. 13 beers. So each one of these beers is going to have 5 different ways you can brew it.
Right.
If you have a Zygomatic, we have that for you. If you have the Pico C, we've got that for you.
Yeah.
We're just working with Pico Brew right now. You're going to be able to buy the Pico packs very shortly. If you are going to do extract brewing, we're going to be you're going to have a recipe for an extract brew and a 5-gallon all grain batch as well.
Exactly. So what he means is if you have a traditional kit, right?
Yeah. So you're going to be able to brew these whatever way you want.
Yeah, exactly. Like it is not going to require that you have a Pico. Obviously, we like it, but it doesn't require that you have that at all. This is a super old practice.
Yeah,
it's not impossible to do.
The reason we use the Pico, one, it's because it's an awesome machine, but also it just saves us a lot of time on the show.
It makes it possible as a show.
Right.
They could be jumping up and stirring, and maybe there might be an episode.
We could do an episode. I would love to do an episode where we show people how to traditionally
the
brew.
regular way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not hard. It's just going to be a different style of show.
And it would be a fun show.
Yeah.
Right.
So we'll get to that, but we're going to give you every version of all of these brews. So whatever way you want to go, you're able to do it. Joe Hills. If this is the Joe Hills I'm thinking of, first of all, I love your Minecraft Ravenloft building you're making. He's building Castle Ravenloft in Minecraft.
I support him.
But he says, will there be an Int meetup at Unplugged, even if you can't bring beer?
Well, I mean, there isn't an official one on the books right now.
No, but there's nothing saying we can't say, hey, we're going to meet up somewheres.
Sure.
Possibly I'm sure Philly has breweries.
True.
I'm sure the St. Brian has some things to bring us.
Yeah.
Well, we have the possibility.
Sure. So, next year, when there's another year of ACINT under our belt, we should be thinking pretty seriously about those parties.
I agree.
Right?
So
just do one more, and then it's our time.
Yeah. It's our time down here. Oh.
What do you think?
South. 2 things. Do you think we'll be able to organize something for South? Again, with the a meetup,
right?
Potentially with a San Antonio brewery, and will we do a show at South?
Yeah, I think
we could.
Well, here, you tell me. You're on the channel, right? You watch the show. Do you think? In your mind, is there a version of this show that would function on stage as a live panel? Because that hadn't occurred to me. But then again, doing the C Team live hadn't occurred to me either. Right?
Right.
So I don't 100% know. If it's something that just because we don't get it and don't understand how it would work, I want to make sure that I'm not leaving that up to me. If you think that would actually be fun, then I'm not even. I have precisely no problem. Oh, Joe Hills is suggesting.
Joe Hills, that's a great idea.
Suggesting people. Oh, you get people from the show because the show attracts everybody, right?
That is the Joe. Fantastic! That's ridiculous.
You could do 1 or 2 in an hour.
Yeah, we could literally. All we have to do is hook up this computer. We have Beersmith.
Do the rest of the show,
and we just do the same show. But we bring people in that are going to be at that show anyways.
Now, there wouldn't be any grain singing, but we should investigate it.
Yeah.
Foam. Here, it's right here.
Well,
Listen,
actually, we could talk to Pico and see if we could get another.
No.
Have them shipped down.
Exactly. Well,
that's
that's true. Now, if it was a thing where they shipped us one and we gave it away, that might be a really, really cool panel.
That'd be really.
Precious Channel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for heading over.